Preparing your vehicle for the fall season is crucial. Here with tips is Logan McCone with Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Okay, it's time to start making sure our vehicles are ready for fall. You've got some great ideas for us.
Yeah, so it's really important, especially before the first snow falls, to kind of think about all the problems that you might run into in the winter. So really I think the old adage is the ounce of medicine is worth a pound of cure. Whatever that phrase is, it definitely applies to cars.
Well, yes, it does. Okay, so the first thing we need to check on is our tire care. You've got lots of tires there at Farm and Fleet, yes?
Yes, so we have a full service auto center. So if you're the type of person that you'd want to buy the tires and you're comfortable putting them on yourself, you can definitely do that. But if you want to have them installed by a professional, we do have that as well. You can make appointments online or by going into the stores if you're looking to pick up some new tires this year.
Okay, you've actually got a little test here to see if it's time to purchase new tires, yes?
Yes, so if you're doing a tire inspection, a lot of it you can do just by looking at it because tires oftentimes fray when they get a little bit old. So this is not a full car tire. This is a little bit smaller than that, but a lot nicer to work with. Just by looking at it, you can oftentimes see, especially on the edges here, they'll get a little more frayed if it's time to replace the tire. But if you don't have a tire depth gauge and you're wondering, should I buy new tires now for the winter to make sure I get enough traction, you probably do have a quarter, and that is just as good as a tire gauge. I mean, the tire gauge might be better, but this is just as good.
In a pinch?
In a pinch, it works great. You take Washington's face here, you put it upside down in the thread, and as long as it covers the top of his head, that means you have the 4/32 of an inch that is recommended for a tire. So as long as you have that, you're probably set for this winter, but if it's not even coming up to Washington's head, it might be time to think about getting a new set of tires.
Okay, very good. And you've got lots of great brands of tires there for people to consider. Let's talk batteries, because it's no fun when your battery dies in the cold.
Yes, so winter is definitely the time when batteries will act up a little bit more, especially if your car battery is getting a little bit older. So it is oftentimes just by doing a quick visual inspection, you can kind of figure out a lot if the battery is damaged itself. Looking at those terminals, making sure everything is hooked up. You'll figure out pretty quickly if it's not, but it's always good to look, make sure there's no physical damage on the battery. They do make alternator testing kits just if you wanted to poke around and see if it's giving out the current, but you can also, if you want to, leave that to professionals. We can do that in our auto service centers as well if you have any concerns about that. So a lot of it is visual inspection, but ultimately if the battery is not working, it might just be time for a replacement.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of visual, we have to make sure we can visibly see out of our windshield. So let's talk HVAC system and visibility.
Yeah, so the HVAC system, cabin air filters are important to replace, especially during winter. That can be a good time to do it. They do allow for HVAC replacement systems or services to make them work better. You can do that in our service centers as well.
You've got some pretty handy windshield wipers here that's gonna help too.
Yes, so we got some windshield wipers here. One thing people don't think about is oftentimes you have two different lengths of windshield wipers. So you may not know exactly how many inches your windshield wipers should be, but we do in store have some tools that you put in your car model number, and that'll tell you what two you need to buy. So even if off the top of your head you don't know, oh, I need a 24 and a 21 inch, we have all that information in store for you.
Okay, good deal, making it easy. Okay, let's talk brakes.
Yes, so brake pads, that might be a little bit of a task that might take a little bit more mechanical knowledge, but brake pads are a pretty cheap way to improve the safety of your car. So making sure that, especially if your brakes are squealing or making any kind of noise, that is definitely something that you'll want to get checked out in the winter, because stopping in the winter, you need a little bit more time.
Exactly.
Very important.
Exactly. Okay, and then lighting, make sure your vehicle's lights work. Headlights.
Yes. The headlights, replacing a headlight is also a pretty cheap and easy thing to do as well. So if you don't have a ton of mechanical knowledge, it's usually pretty easily accessible and the bulbs aren't too expensive. So if you've been holding out and buying one, make sure you definitely do that as well, because the lights are a very important safety feature in the winter with it getting dark.
Exactly, and that's what YouTube's for. It'll show you how to do all of that. This looks very handy once it's gonna frost here on the windshield.
Yes, so they do make, I normally just have my car heat run for a while and then it just melts and then I wait a while. But if you're in a hurry and you don't want to wait, they do actually make de-icing fluid for windshields that come with an ice scraper. So if you're trying to get out of the house quickly, this could be another really great tool to have in the winter to make sure that if you got to get somewhere quick and you don't want to wait for your car to melt it yourself, they do have options for that.
I love that it comes with its own little built-in ice scraper. Lots of great tips here, Logan. Thank you so much. All right, if you want to learn a little bit more about all of these fall car care tips that Logan has shared today. They've got a great website for you to check out. And we, of course, will link up at our website, CILiving.tv.